In reality, this list should probably be longer because there are a lot of things in day-to-day life that are such a rip-off, but we've been desensitized and may not be paying attention. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Hannah and I talk about personal finance, investment, and self-development. Let's get right into it. The number one thing you should never waste your money on is aesthetics. Currently, the beige aesthetics is trending, but we don't know what's going to trend in a month or two. If you have an existing aesthetics and you just want to update things, that's fine, but the idea that you have to throw out perfectly working furniture in order to fit into a trending aesthetics may not be worth it. You may want to work with what you already have to create a similar aesthetics instead of copying others. Your own will end up with a bit more character if you infuse your own personality rather than a trending aesthetics. Number two thing you should never waste money on is VPN. Commercial VPNs probably hurt your privacy and security more than they help. This is because rather than just your ISP seeing your traffic, when you sign up for a VPN, you are automatically granting the VPN provider the same access. Also, think about it. It costs a lot of money to own a VPN service that encrypts the data of millions of people securely. So a lot of VPN providers are owned by a few parent companies with conflicting motivations. Just know that if you're trying to encrypt your traffic or hide your identity, there are all other kinds of metadata in your network available to track you. So unless you're performing basic tasks like masking your IP address or trying to watch Netflix in another country, don't waste your money paying a monthly fee for VPN. Most of the web browsing you do is already encrypted anyways because a lot of websites use HTTPS and it only takes a click of a button to encrypt your DNS queries on web browsers like Chrome or Firefox. There are basic steps that you can use to secure yourself online, such as avoiding sketchy websites and not connecting to an unsecure network. If you have to connect to an unsecure network, maybe because you're at the train station or at the airport, then you shouldn't be entering in sensitive information or opening your bank app. A better use of your money would be a DIY option like tunneling back to a home server or setting up a cloud server. The number three thing you should never waste your money on is a university degree. I know I'm about to ruffle some feathers, but do hear me out. I understand that there are different fields of work that absolutely require a degree, such as medicine, law, engineering, and they pay enough for the student debt and the degree to be worth it. For instance, I wouldn't want someone without a degree defending me in court or operating on me.
Bailey, please trust me.
Change of plans.
I know people that are not making nearly enough to warrant the amount of time and money and effort that went to getting the said degree. On the other hand, I also know a lot of people that are in high-paying jobs that did not require their initial degree to get that job. Me included, as at my last job. So unless you're studying for a degree like medicine, physics, law, engineering, courses like that, and I feel like it may be a waste of your money and may even derail you financially with the amount of debt you rack up getting those degrees. In a lot of cases, going to trade school or getting your hands dirty and building up experience can prove to be a lot more valuable in the long run. The number four thing you should never waste your money on is high expense ratios. This is the amount of money that investment companies charge to operate your index fund or ETF, and this can directly cut into your investment returns. Making the crucial decisions to invest in index fund or ETF with an expense ratio of 0.03% to 0.05% can save you thousands and even hundreds of thousands during your investment journey while still exposing you to the stock market. My favorite is the Vanguard 500 Index Fund Admiral Shares, also known as VFIAX, with an expense ratio of 0.04%, and the ETF, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, also known as VOO, with an expense ratio of 0.03%. To put this into perspective, this is about $4 to $3 for every $10,000 invested in each fund. The number five thing you should never waste your money on is gambling.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
If you play the lotto, which is one of the most popular lottery in the UK, the likelihood that the odds will ever be in your favor is 1 in 45 million. So your chances are not looking good. In the United States, the odds of you winning the popular Euro Millions is 1 in 139 million. So your chances decrease even more. For me personally, I don't like those odds. And according to research, gambling can lead to addiction because it activates the brain reward system, and this can lead to huge financial problems. So don't spend your hard-earned money buying lottery tickets and other forms of gambling because no matter how you look at it, the results don't work in your favor. The number 6 thing you should never waste your money on are bank fees. The way banks work, we shouldn't have to spend money in order to access our own money. Usually, the amount gets automatically deducted and it appears as a small charge, so it's easy for you to dismiss. It's usually between $10 to $15 every month, but that money adds up. In a single year, that is about $120 to $180. Imagine what you could do with that money. If you put in $180 in your investment account over a 10-year period, you're going to be getting over $3,000. So save your money by reading your bank terms and conditions, because some banks will waive this fee if you keep a minimum daily balance or if you make minimum purchases with your debit card. And if you're not making any progress, then it may be time for you to switch your bank accounts. The number 6 thing you should never waste your money on are gas station mini marts. Have you ever wondered why everything that is sold in the mini mart of a gas station is 2 times or 3 times as expensive as what is sold in a regular supermarket? That is because everything you need in a gas station is outside the gas station. Every other thing inside, like sweets, snacks, every other thing is a side attraction that you would not need if you plan your trip properly. The number 8 thing you should never waste your money on are disposables. You can save a lot of money by avoiding single-use items like disposable face wipes, disposable face towels, disposable razors. There are a lot of disposable things that are not even good for the environment, and you can get a lot more value and save more money by using reusable items. In the case of disposable face towels, you can use wash clothes like this. They last you for a very long time, and you may not even need to get any other one for the entire year. I've been using my wash clothes and keeping it clean for the past 3 years now. I've been using the same wash clothes. They are still as good as new. Instead of buying plastic razors that dull quickly and contribute to the landfill, you can buy a quality razor and only have to replace the blade for cheap. The number 9 thing you should never waste your money on are fabric softeners. Skip the fabric softeners and use things like vinegar. Not only is it better for the environment, but you'll be saving a lot more money. Same thing with dryer sheets. You can always use reusable dryer balls, or a better alternative is to dry your clothing on a line outside. Buying food daily. I spend less and I eat healthier when I make my own meals. Every now and then I do other meals because I'm able to save some time, and I'm able to also try different variety of food, but I end up spending a lot more, and it doesn't even feel like a treat after a while. But when I started making my own meals, I could meal prep, cook in advance, and that way I'm able to save on time, and I'm also able to save money. Number 11 things you should never waste your money on is fast fashion. It is always tempting to buy cheap clothes under the guise of a good deal. After all, why should you buy a shirt for $100 when you can buy it for $10? The problem is, a $10 shirt might feel like a good deal, but after one wash, the color starts to fade as if you've been wearing it for a long time. And because fast fashion is mass produced, there is always the pressure to cut corners and speed production. This always leads to using toxic chemicals and using cheap materials, and at the end of the day, this clothing ends up causing more harm to the environment. Instead, buy good quality clothing that will last you a few years, even if that means just buying the basics. Number 12 things you should never waste your money on are designer brands. This is in the complete opposite direction as fast fashion. And while designer brands can be luxurious, after a certain price point, the high price tags doesn't actually align with the quality and the functionality of the clothing. So while you should buy quality clothing, buying designer brands for every single item can actually be a waste of money. Instead, you may be able to get more quality clothing and custom pieces from up-and-coming designers. At number 13 is PayPal fees. PayPal is known for charging very high rates to send money to your bank account or for you to transfer money to other people. So instead, use the family and friends option to save money. Another thing with PayPal is when you're using their currency conversion, what you get is usually a lot lower than what you would get in other platforms. So try and find those kind of services before you consider PayPal. Number 14, things you should never waste your money on are late fees. Getting charged a late fee because you forgot to make a payment is a complete waste of your money, and it can have a negative impact on your credit score. Not to talk about the fact that it doesn't give you a true reflection of your finances. To avoid getting charged a late fee, be sure to set up a direct debit payment. At number 15, things you should never waste your money on are unused subscriptions. I get the best use from my Spotify every single month. Same with other monthly subscriptions that I have, like Epidemic Sound. But where the problem is when you have underused subscriptions. For example, if you have a gym membership and you're not getting the maximum value from it, it may serve you better if you get free exercises online. Or if you have a Netflix account and you're not getting the best use from it, it may be better for you to rent movies on Amazon, because that is a one-time fee. You don't have to keep paying a monthly subscription. So cut down on your unused subscriptions and save a lot of money. At number 16, things you should never waste your money on is bottled water. Not only is plastic bottles not good for our environment, you'll be able to save a lot of money by getting a water bottle to drink from. I have 3 different water bottles that I can take anywhere with me, and I get good use out of them. So you can save a lot of money by just getting a water bottle. There are free refill stations at different points, and when you have your bottle, it's very easy for you to go to the refill stations and get free water, so you don't have to spend money buying bottled water. At number 17, things you should never waste your money on is buying coffee every day. I understand that buying coffee can be an experience, but when you buy coffee every day, that is like $5 to $10 every single day for the entire year. That is a couple $100 that you can save and use for something else. You can use that money to buy a coffee machine and make coffee from home. Plus, you'll be able to experiment with different types of coffee and make any coffee you want without worrying about the price each time. Number 18, things you should never waste your money on are single-use appliances. Things like avocado slicer, pineapple corer, even your toaster, because there are some appliances out there that can do the job of 5-10 appliances. For instance, instead of buying your toaster, you can get a grill that will do the job of the toasting, grilling, as against the toaster that would just toast your bread. At number 19, things you should never waste your money on are duplicate purchases. This happens when your space is disorganized and clogged and you can't seem to find anything. I have had to buy new batteries, new clips, new hangers, all the way to pay for new ID cards simply because I could not find it. To avoid duplicate purchases, make sure that you keep an organized space and keep things in a designated area to reinforce muscle memory. At number 20, things you should never waste your money on is anything in an airport. Because of the operating expenses and the international traffic in an airport, things are always 5 times, even 10 times more expensive. I remember when I was traveling, I wanted to make the photocopy of a document and I had to pay 10 times what I would have paid for it if I just did this photocopy of that document outside the airport. Speaking of an airport, another thing you should never waste your money on are airline seats. There are times where it makes sense to pay for seats in a plane, especially if it's a very busy period. But oftentimes, you can get your desired seats by checking in immediately the portal opens. So save your money by checking in 24 hours before flight's departure, not 23 hours before, not 20 hours before. Immediately the portal opens, check in, and you'll be more likely to get your desired seats. And number 21, things you should never waste your money on are brand name products. If you've ever gone grocery shopping, then you know that the grocery shops usually have their own products, and that is a lot more cheaper than the brand name products. So whenever you go shopping, look for generic items of the same product and of the same quality and save yourself some money that way. At number 22, things you should never waste your money on is baby food. Baby food can get expensive, so when you make your own baby food, you can save yourself a pretty penny. Plus, you don't know what is inside commercially produced baby food, and while it's okay for you to buy it every now and then, it's much better and healthier for you to make your own baby food. You'll be able to save a lot of money, and there are specific gadgets for baby food that makes things a whole lot easier. To avoid a situation where you find yourself buying commercially produced baby food, you can meal prep and also freeze single servings in an ice tray. At number 24, things you should never waste your money on is paying full price. Always buy quality, never buy quality at full price. If you find an item that you really love and is of high quality, you can join their email list, and chances are you will be able to get that same item for up to 80% off. These companies run sales all the time, and chances are you'll be able to snag a deal for yourself if you are on their mailing list. Shameless plug, I also own a beanie brand and we're currently running a sale. You can head over to cutecabbage.com to grab a beanie for yourself and your loved one, and you won't have to pay full price. At number 25, things you should never waste your money on is too much of anything. Too much food, too much chocolate, too much toys. When you have too much of anything, you find that you're not really getting the best use from the things that you spend your money on. Always be smart with your money because you worked out for it, so it should work out for you. If you gain some value by watching this video, please smash the like button and also hit subscribe for weekly videos like this. For signs that you're doing well financially, even when it doesn't feel like it, check out my other video and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.